like these, you know what I'm saying, just basically because it's bringing black people together on a positive note, you know, no negativity, no negative things, and that's not something that, you know, myself get to see, you know, every day. So it's nice to come to things like this where you don't see no negativity, you don't see nobody fighting, nobody shooting, and just a bunch of love and a bunch of, you know, black people embracing the culture. That's really why I'm here.
I feel like it's really important for, like, you know, African Americans and people who maybe don't get a chance to, like, experience their, like, their roots, or, you know, may not have, I don't know, family straight from Africa or the Caribbean and stuff like that. I feel like it's important for them to, like, come out here and kind of get closer to it. I feel like there's been like a huge disparity between, you know, the African American community and the Caribbean American and the African community. So I feel like events like this are important to show that, like, you know, no matter where we all come from, we're all black.
At the end of the day, when we're trying to progress as a people, as a culture, Philadelphia and beyond, you just got to look at the spirit of where the world is right now. And what this is about, it's about unity. It's about that collectivism, coming together, doing black business, making sure our people are good. So for me, I love to be out here amongst my people and just being good vibes, being good spirits.
Adunde is popping.
The Odunde Festival is a one-day festival and mostly a street market catered to African American interests in the African diaspora. It is derived from the tradition of the Yoruba people of Nigeria in celebration of the new year.
Like, you know, you don't have to be all conscious and stuff to be here. Everyone coming when they dashiki. Some people, you know, they just throw their dashiki on once a year, but it's still something that we can all vibe with one day a year. Like, we all here to, you know, have a good time and be in each other's presence, and that's what matters. Like, and all these black businesses out here, this is great. So.
Here we go.
I feel like events like this help the black community and the youth, mainly because it incorporates everyone. Encourage everyone that's black to be black. It's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like as the youth, it's important for you to know that, because we're so caught up on the phones, so caught up on what we've seen that sometimes we miss it, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it during the day. All the beautiful melanin out here is amazing. I mean, it's just inspirational, like, it's inspirational, man.
One of the reasons why I always go to Odunde or any of the events that celebrate black history or black people is because if we don't learn to celebrate ourselves, who else is going to celebrate us? And it is a time where you actually meet people of like mind and like spirit, and you can have the conversations that maybe will start some change. You'll find people who are actually doing the same things that you want to do or you ascribe to do, and then you can join. We don't have to keep trying to do things ourselves. Yeah, everybody's doing things in silos. But when you go to these events, you get the opportunity to meet different people. Now, even though Odunde is very commercialized at this point, it still has that element of black community, especially in the beginning when you go down to the river and you're there for the celebration, because a lot of people don't understand the difference between culture and religion. And so they think it's a religion, it's not part of a culture, but there is a celebration of culture as well as the religion that they practice. So it really is a teachable moment. It's a learning moment. Understand that this is an event that you need to support. We have to support ourselves. Going to Juneteenth celebrations, going to Malcolm X celebrations. It's a way of me saying I support.
Malcolm X Day is a national call to action by those who believe that Malcolm X deserves a day of recognition, a leader who encouraged those who were oppressed to fight back. Not a religious movement, everyone who is in support of Black unity, regardless of differences, is invited to celebrate the legacy of Malcolm X.
Can we stop objectifying Black women? Can we stop objectifying ourselves?
Terrified when I look back and see the flashing lights, license and registration. Not tonight, just take me out.
Have some frisbees and balls out for the kids in the playfield. Where is the playfield? 1 section, 2 section, 3 section. After the playgrounds, it's gonna be playfield. So if you got children.
Blackness and white supremacy have kind of ruled the world. You know, Black folks find ourselves trying to navigate imperialism, colonialism, and all these ideas that destroy our spirit, destroy our minds. And so being able to have annual cultural institutions such as the Doomsday, such as our creative Malcolm X Day, like Juneteenth, it allows us to not only revel in celebration, but also consistent inspiration, right? So think about our future. You know, coming from an Afrofuturist lens, which creates a Black future for ourselves, right? How do we support and cultivate Black imagination that can move us forward as a community and ultimately as a village? We have so much going on. We deal with so much trauma, so much devastation daily, right? It's not for some hour to hour. And so being able to have these cultural programs and cultural ideas that give us a pride of hope and resiliency allows us to push forward and to bring new folks into the fold, with new strategies to bring us into the fold. It's not always going to be a protest or demonstration, although we need it as well. It also has to be a sense of fulfillment internally of both joy and gratitude, being oneself, who one is as a Black person, as an indigenous person, as an African person in this world that is totally against us. So these institutions are paramount towards our success and ability to mobilize and to have Black good.
Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the USA. Dating back to 1865, it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas with news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free.
We out here amongst the people for the Universal Juneteenth celebration out here in Philly, you know, and we at the African American Museum. It's just a dope vibe. To be able to look back to where we came from, a strong, you know, strong people who knew who we were and stood on those things, and we had our own culture and we were freely developing that, you know, to have all of that stripped away, you know, through a process that a lot of people underwent during slavery. Juneteenth and the celebration of it is a reminder that we now have a new opportunity for growth and development here in America. You know, we still face a lot of hardships. You know, the 13th Amendment is enacted.
the 13th Amendment is enacted.
Now, some of you may be unfamiliar with the 13th Amendment, but this is what it states. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So although Juneteenth celebrates the end of slavery, as stated in the U.S. Constitution, slavery wasn't ever abolished in the literal sense due to this conveniently placed exception. In actuality, it was just removed from public practice and placed under the jurisdiction of the government to implement in prisons around the country and in its territories. Maybe this doesn't sound so bad, but then there's the fact that African Americans suffered inhumane levels of public and judicial prejudice after the quote-unquote end of slavery throughout the civil rights era, and many would say that same prejudice still lingers to this day, causing a disproportionate amount of African Americans to be quote duly convicted of crimes. But we digress.
When it comes to different cultural events and cultural affairs, like here in Philadelphia, we have Malcolm X Day, which is around May 19th, Juneteenth, around June 17th and 19th each year, the Juneteenth Festival and Celebration, and Odunde Festival, for example. These different African and African-American cultural affairs, they have a very strong impact on our city, those kind of events, because they, for what has been done to us over the past, centuries of being here in this land, being conditioned to not be in the best favor about our own culture, the places we come from, Africa, and the culture that we have built here, they actually bring together the children, the families, they bring together the educators, they bring people together of our background, and of course other, to appreciate our history, our culture, and the things that we are and should be better carrying it on.
Celebration to just highlight what it is that we need. Any kind of information for Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey or different organizations that you can become a part of. I feel like that's really important, particularly for Black women. We need to know where we can go, what spaces we can go to, and we can feel comfortable. We can bring our family. Can I bring the kids? Can I bring my husband or my significant others? Where can I just learn? Where can I just soak it up? Where I'm not really sure if I want to be active right now. I'm not really sure how I feel or what direction I want to go. But I just want to be around my people. And so I think for all those reasons.
The more we all do individually, the more collective information we're going to have about who we are, and the more pride we're going to have in our identity to be able to move forward as a something, as opposed to simply going by every other identity we have besides Black, including religion, politics, sexuality, and whatever else. These are all important identities because they're very meaningful to the people that have the identities, but it's very important that we center ourselves on our ethnicity, our heritage, race, culture, and what joins us together. And the very reason why we're even disenfranchised in this country, because you're Black.